the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket treadless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Welcome, race fans, to a special edition of MaxspeedTV tonight for Thursday night OP Throwback Cup Series Championship race here at Homestead. Stephen Lane up in the booth as it's been here lately, but glad everybody can tune in tonight, and we got a good race for you tonight. These guys are out here in the old ARCA cars, Gen 4 cars, I should say. Out here at Homestead, wrapping up their season. Several guys out there in chat already. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to try to get through this. Got a kind of a limited idea of what's going on because we haven't really followed much Thursday night. We'll try to get Alex up here in just a second to see if he will visit with us. But going to do a little rough idea. I'm going to bring this over so you can see their point standings. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but I believe it's I'm not even going to try it. So Andrew right now is your points leader here on Thursday night with 3,712 points. Jerry West right behind him, but 20 points behind him at 3,692. Adam Pettit at 3,591. Lee Daniel Robinson at 3,580. Hunter Carlson, got to speak with Hunter a little bit earlier at 3,577. Christian Strader at 3,560. Dustin German out there with 3,531. Rusty Modesty, got to visit with him as well with 3,416. And Stephen Luttrell in ninth there at 2,025. And then Brent Elmore rounding out your top 10 at 1,741. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our pre-race analytics. 3 mile an hour wind, air temp of 79, track temp at 123 degrees. So it's going to be a little warm out there on the track tonight. 133 laps tonight, 200 miles. It's actually a little bit less than 200 miles. Unlimited tires, 75% fuel, should be getting about 35 to 36 laps. And I don't know if my pit road and pace road speed is correct, but that's what we're going to call it right now. We will get, let's see if Mr. Alex will come up here real quick. He's probably going to get mad at me for pulling him up. But Alex, this is Steve up the base. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we're kind of going over things. Went a little bit over the points. Now, we didn't get to follow much of the Thursday Night League. But what are you expecting tonight from these guys?
Man, I'm expecting this will probably be a pretty clean race. It looks like we're going to have a little bit smaller field than what we have here, but you know how it is during the playoffs. So, really excited for it. It's a really hot track. I think I didn't mean to say it this hot, but it looks like track's about 122 degrees. So
Yeah.
I expect it to be a little slick, but think you're gonna have some good clean racing and probably some pretty long green flag runs.
Well, Andrew, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Freenos. Okay. So Andrew's got a pretty commanding lead, and I would say that, but Jerry West is right behind him, just 20 points. I don't know how I haven't got to talk to you about how the points work here, how the championships work. Do you want to kind of go over that for our viewers real quick?
Yeah, so the points are basically the same as the old 2001 NASCAR scheme. That's still what we run them on. So you get the bonus point for the pole, bonus point of for leading a lap, leading the most laps, 43 points to the leader, and then it goes down, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's likely Andrew is the champion, but you know it's not entirely possible that he does get run down. But it's going to take some work, and you know we do have we also give a bonus point for finishing without the 0x here. Try to encourage people to you know try to race clean here. So you know Andrew has had a great season, but you know it's not a done deal.
Well, you know, Jerry West is right behind him, though, with 20 points. So it's really a battle between first and second who wins the championship.
Absolutely. And like I said, if everything goes right, you know, Jerry could definitely steal it away at the last minute. But it's going to take some things to go his way.
Well, we got some questions out there in chat. If you have time to answer them real quick, these are the Gen 4 bodies, correct?
These are the Gen 4 cars. These are the Gen 4 bodies with the horsepower. And once the iRacing gives us the proper 2003 body, we will be switching to that.
Okay, so you guys been running this body pretty much all season. Looks like Andrew has been pretty dominant throughout the season. 10 wins on the season.
It's been insane.
So that's kind of unheard of, really, to get that many wins and you know, be that dominant. But, you know, on one of our other leagues, we got a guy that's already won 4 in a row. We're going to see if he can stretch it out. But, well, Alex, appreciate you taking time. I know you want to get some laps in and stuff before you get out there and qualify. We're going to let you go, sir. And, man, I hope we have a great broadcast for you and your guys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, thank you guys for coming on, and hopefully this is the first of many to come. And, you know, if any viewers have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to answer them.
All right. Well, Alex, good luck, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, sir.
All right. We'll get him back down there. So, got to give a special shout out to Stephen Luttrell. He is tonight's race sponsor, and we're going to try to get a look at his car real quick. I need to get my trading paints up. Hang on just a second, folks. I do not have my trading paints up. So that was on me, but we're going to update our paints real quick. He said he had a special paint scheme tonight. Where is Steven at? We're going to go ahead and pull him up since he is our race sponsor. Steven Luttrell, buddy, your mama ain't as cool as mine.
Hey, how's it going?
That is awesome. So we're going pretty good here, buddy. I'm trying to get my stuff up here, but it is not working. It would help if I hit the right buttons, but beautiful orange, white, kind of a gray and brown. Good looking car tonight, man. But wanted to bring you up here. Special shout out to you for sponsoring tonight's race, buddy. Thank you very much. And, myself and all of our viewers at MaxspeedTV are glad we're out here with you guys tonight.
Yeah, it's the least I could do for this league and for your broadcast. I love your broadcast. I love watching them. I watch them. Don't tell anybody. I watch them while I'm at work too. But yeah, this league and it has being in this league has just taught me so much about mainly these cars, but just iRacing in general. It's been so much fun, and I want to give back any way I can.
Well, I'm trying to remember. We had a name for tonight's race, and I totally forgot what it was. Let me see if I can find that. Unless if you remember what it was off the top of your head. But
I think Alex called it the Sparkle and Shine 200.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. I couldn't remember. It's been a long day, dude. But,
yeah, I don't know the reason behind it, but that's what it's called.
Well, you guys are qualifying. I didn't even ask, and I should have asked this a while ago. What is your fast repairs and GWC counts?
1 GWC and 1 fast repair.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. I didn't have that. And your qual lap just doing 1 or?
We get 2 laps, and today it's set for 10 minutes.
Okay, so 2 laps of qualify. All right. I wanted to make sure I got that right for our viewers. But, well, Stephen, we're going to let you go, buddy. And good luck tonight. And, again, big shout-out to you and for sponsoring tonight's race, buddy. Good luck out there and have fun.
All right. Thanks a bunch, man.
We'll get him moved back down there. So, yeah, we got that shout-out. Also, got to give a shout-out to Braden Kaus out there in our chat. We'll be graduating college next week, so big shout-out to you, Braden. Congratulations, buddy. That is a big accomplishment. As these guys are lining up, Brian Elmore out on the track right now. Got Brent Elmore as well. Hunter Carlson out on track. Nathan Nixon, Rusty Modesty, Christian Strader, Stephen Luttrell, Isaac Ortiz, Adam Pettit, Garrett Streets, Gregory Bourbonier, and, of course, our league owner as Alex Green. So, right now, Christian Strader does have the fastest lap. We'll get our qual times up right there. Eric W. out there in chat. I seen Bubba Winningham out there as well. Well, I'm just, I'm doing the best I can, and these guys asked me to broadcast their championship race, so I didn't really have anything planned tonight, so I thought, what the heck, we'll go ahead and broadcast. So Garrett Streets did jump up into that P2 spot. Nathan Nixon right now in 3rd. Adam Pettit in 4th. Hunter Carlson 5th. Brent Elmore in 6th. Brian Elmore in 7th. Isaac Ortiz at the end of pit road. In 8th. Alex Green 9th. Gregory Bourbonier dropped to 11th. Stephen Luttrell in 9th. Well, some of them could be throwback. Some of them could be some that these guys have painted. So, of course, we got. You heard Steven said it did 10 minutes of qualifying. So there'll be some of them that do not qualify, I'm sure. But Rusty Modesty right now did one lap and then went to the pit road. And then we also Vicente Guerrero. Right now we have, looks like 15 drivers that has registered for tonight's race. A lot of original custom schemes. Okay. Yes, sir, Scott. 15 drivers right now that has registered. Of course, you know, they were telling me that their car count is a little bit lower than normal, but as of right now, it looks like everybody is done that is going to qualify. Christian Strader is your pole sitter right now. And I'm not sure if these guys know that we are broadcasting tonight. I'm sure, well, I think they do, because I think Alex had put it out that I would be broadcasting for them tonight. So, but again, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Trying to get through this. Like I said, I don't know a lot about these guys because it's not a league that we normally broadcast here on MaxspeedTV, so some of the names are new to me. And right now we have just 5 people in Discord at the moment, so unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of people to talk to. So we're going to try to get through this as the checkered flag is out for the qualifying. And Christian Strader is going to be your pole sitter. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. We'll get our live grid up here. As again, the 29 machine of Christian Strader is your pole sitter. The 13 of Garrett Streets in second. Starting road number 2, the 60 of Adam Pettit. On his outside will be the 92 of Nathan Nixon. Starting row 3, the 32 of Hunter Carlson, and on his outside is the 33 of Matthias Swank. And row 4 on the inside, the 31 of Brent Elmore. To his outside, the 39 of Brian Elmore. Would probably venture to say they are brothers, but could be father-son, I don't know. Row 5 is the 82 of Stephen Luttrell. On his outside, the 42 of Isaac Ortiz. Starting row number 6 is the number 3 of Alex Green. To his outside will be the 00 of Gregory Bourbonier. In row number 7 on the inside is Andrew Farnaz. And that 84 machine to his outside is the number 5 of Rusty Modesty. And starting row number 8 on the inside is the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Well, these guys are rolling out onto the track. And Christian Strader on the inside. His outside is the 13 of Garrett Streets. Those lights on the pace car are out, so they will be starting when they come back around turn number 4. Well, right now, Christian Strader started on the pole. The person in 8th place, Braden, is Brian Elmore in that 39 machine. Pace car dives off down to pit road. Green flag out, folks. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Racing championship here at Homestead in these Gen 4 machines. Christian getting a good jump as the 13 goes up to the high side. That will be the 13 of Garrett Streets. Now he is inside is that 92 of Nathan Nixon. Garrett is running that high line. We'll look at here at the number 60 of Adam Pettit. Trying to get a run, but not really getting much off of the corner. 84, that is your points leader, Andrew Bernoz. Making his way up, started 13th. Already up to 5th, Matthias Swank. That 33 machine in 6th. Brent Elmore right now in 7th. Stephen Luttrell starting 9th up to 8th as he's making his way around the 31 of Brent Elmore. We're going to try to anyway. Stephen getting a good run down on that bottom line. Does get around Brent and that 31 machine. Kind of looking back through the field. Rusty Modesty right now in 9th. And the 39 of Brian Elmore in 10th. Alex Green back here in the Rainbow 3. Running in 11th. Hunter Carlson in the 32 machine in 12th. Gregory Bourbonier in 13th. And Isaac Ortiz bringing up the rear in 14th. Back to the front though, Christian Strader getting to almost a 1.5-second lead on Garrett. But Garrett's got some company with Nathan Nixon. They are battling it out for 2nd place right now. Here comes that 84 of Andrew Bernoz. Andrew's, like I said, looking at the points. Andrew has won 10 races out of the 16 that they have already completed. Now Andrew does go up into that P2 spot. Now Christian Strader still really not gaining anything. About a 1.5 seconds on Andrew. Now the draft, they still will get a little bit of draft here. Looking up here at Strader, getting that 1.5 lead now on Andrew Bernoz. That is a hard name to pronounce, but we will get through it, guys. Oh, there we go. Christian Strader down here, Nathan Nixon. For some reason, they wasn't showing up, but we will try to talk to Christian if we have a caution or something. But looking back through the field, battle right here for 3rd between the 92 and the 60. That is Nathan Nixon and Adam Pettit. Adam looks like he is just content to stay behind Nathan. And Garrett Street's falling back to 5th. Matthias Swink got company there with the 82 of Stephen Luttrell and the 5 of Rusty Modesty. Brian Elmore back here battling, looks like battling with Brent Elmore. Looks like he's just kind of content. Hunter Carlson just back here running laps. Gregory Bourbonier, Alex Green, and then Isaac Ortiz. Looked like Isaac may have tapped the wall a little bit. Christian has opened that gap up. 1 point, almost, well, a little over a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. We can see, trying to get a wider view there, we see that gap. Christian and that 29 snap-on machine. Good wrench. Some good looking cars out here with these guys. Well, Christian is opening up that lead down to 2.1 seconds. Let's look back here at Andrew. Get a little bit wider view here. Nathan Nixon is about 0.2 of a second behind him. A little, almost 0.3 of a second behind him. And Nathan Nixon. Adam Pettit about a 0.7 of a second behind, or ahead of the car in front of him. About a 0.5 second behind Nathan. Looking through the field though, looks like we're single file. You can hear Isaac Ortiz burping that throttle. Of course, the track temperatures are a little bit high right now, folks. Looking at our pre-race analytics, 80-degree air temp and 127-degree track temp. Andrew has opened that gap up behind Nathan. Nathan and Adam Pettit both right here, third and fourth battling. Going to try, and Adam looked like he's trying to get a run on Nathan, but just not quite enough to get around him. We are at lap 12 of 133. Of course, we are here at Homestead. Ooh, the 92, Nathan Nixon gets a little bit loose, goes up high, or pushed up. That's going to allow Adam to get a run on the inside. They just don't have quite enough to get around him. Now they said tire wear here. This track will eat the tires up if you don't save. Looks like Nathan does have a pretty good run coming off of the corner. Oh, Nathan into the wall a little bit, slowed him down enough for the 60 to get, or for Adam to get around him. Of course, Garrett Street's back here about a second, almost a second and a half behind Nathan. Well, that's going to open the door for Adam to get a little bit further ahead of Nathan. Now Andrew is up here, closed the gap there by about a second and a half behind Christian. Again, Christian is just walking away from it right now. Just kind of going through the field here, see if there's any battles going on right now. Well, here comes Brent Elmore up on Stephen Luttrell. Looking to the inside, Stephen's going to stay right there in the middle. Let that car drift up towards the wall as we come into turn number, looks like turn 3 and 4 here. As they come down the front straightaway, Stephen's going to have enough to hang on. But Christian Strader, though, has led all 14 laps. Led from start to now. So we kind of look through the field here. Not really seeing a lot. Ooh, Gregory looks like he has some damage. Let's see if we can't look at Gregory's car. Yeah, that side looks like he scraped the wall pretty good. Kind of looking at the... Well, you guys seen what I just seen. But looks like he does have some damage. You see the hood kind of curled up there. Not really seeing anything else anywhere on the car. He's out there burping that throttle, trying to get enough grip. Christian Strader, actually Andrew Baranaz has closed that gap to a 1/2 of a second. So Christian may be getting a little bit of tire wear, tire fall off. as his times are slowing down. Look at his last lap. 35.427. They're coming down the back straightaway. Going to come in into turns 3 and 4. We'll keep an eye on this here real quick. See what kind of lap time he runs. As Andrew has closed the gap down to 0.2 of a second. At 35.5, so he is losing about 1/10 of a second a lap. Andrew does get a run. Got the inside look right now. Going to be patient, see what Christian does. Coming down the back straightaway. Looking at this battle right here. Trying to see if it'll let me back out a little bit, but it will not. Now Andrew's looking to the outside of Christian. And Christian's going to keep it down low. Coming into turn 1 and 2. But that's going to cause Andrew to kind of slow down a little bit. To get his car to rotate into that corner. Then he's got the drive coming off the wall. It looks like he might have tapped the wall just a little bit. But now Andrew does take the lead. Fastest lap time for Andrew is a 34.118. You see that his lap time is almost almost a second and a half difference. So definitely getting some tire wear coming into lap 21. Just trying to look through here and see if there's any battles going on that I may be missing. Ooh, 42 of Isaac Ortiz getting a little bit loose coming off the corner. Here comes Andrew opening up a half a second gap on Christian. But they are coming up on Isaac though. Isaac just now coming into turns 3 and 4. Coming out of 3 and 4. Here comes Andrew opening up almost a 6/10, just went to 7/10 of a second and gaining distance between Christian and himself. Now Rusty is in 4th. Adam Pettit 2.5 seconds, 2.6 seconds behind Christian. And then Rusty is about 2.1 seconds behind Adam. And Nathan Nixon and the 33 of Matthias Swank battling out here for that 5th place spot. And Nathan kind of going up on the high side. Matthias is going to have the run on the low side. Nathan is going to be able to manage holding off Matthias, but Matthias is getting the run on the inside, but he's having to check up pretty good. Sarah Nixon out there rooting on Nate. Again, I'm glad everybody is tuned in tonight. If you're new to MaxspeedTV or haven't seen our broadcast, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon. That way you get notified every time we do go live. Now, MaxspeedTV and OP has a long history. Of course, we do broadcast the Saturday Night Unlimited Truck Series. And, of course, tonight was a special request. But there may be future races that we will call. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Of course, typically Thursday night we were broadcasting Downforce Racing Series, but they are in their off season right now, and going to see how that is going to work out for MaxspeedTV and Downforce Racing, but we will keep you guys informed. And for those that don't know, Joshua Medlock is the owner of MaxspeedTV, currently out. Joshua had a heart attack, ended up having a triple bypass done, and been having a few little complications. I know he was recently back in the hospital. Talked to him a little bit earlier. He is back home, thinking that it's just some residual from the surgery that's causing him problems. So, well, looking back up here at Andrew Farinoz, he has already opened up a 2.1 second gap on Christian. Now, Christian is back here. Man, his lap times are falling off as he is scraping the wall. Of course, we're looking at 75% fuel in these cars. About 35 to 36 laps is what they were saying. Some guys think 36 is pushing it. More along the lines of 34, maybe 35 laps to a tank of fuel. Andrew pretty much checked himself out on this first stint. 2.6 second, almost a 3 second gap on Christian. And we're going to go ahead and look back. I know Sarah was out there rooting on Nate. Nate right now in 6th, started in 4th, as he is trying to catch up with Matthias Swank. Garrett Sheets falling back from started 2nd, falling all the way back to 7th. But he has company there below him with that 39 of Brian Elmore. As we see, well, that's Stephen Luttrell. That is the 32 of Hunter Carlson. Maybe getting a little bit loose, taking it off the wall in that Studio 86 car. Of course, Stephen Luttrell, he is our race sponsor for tonight. So definitely appreciate Stephen. We should start seeing some green flag pit stops here shortly. Of course, their race tonight, 1 fast repair, 1 GWC attempt. They had their 2 qualification laps. Kind of keeping an eye on everybody. They're spread out really throughout the field. We had 15 drivers that were registered. It looks like one did drop out before the race, before qualifying. So we are down to 14 drivers right now. So you see the 39 making his way around the 13 of Garrett Streets. But Garrett is able to keep the run on that high side to stay ahead of Brian. Brian is going to catch him in the corner, so we'll see what happens here. As you see, that car rotates down. Looks like Brian is going to be able to hold off Garrett. Checking back up with Andrew, almost a 4-second lead in front of Christian. Unbelievable what these guys can do with these cars. We're going to wait here, see when they're going to pit lap 32 of 133. I think right now you just go as far as you can, or as long as you can. Again, I do appreciate everybody out there tuning in. If you haven't hit that like button, please do me a favor, hit that like button. Let these guys here know that we had some viewers, and again, I know they'd like a bigger car count, but right now we got 1 car coming down pit road. Make that 2. Christian Strader's down. Andrew did stay out another lap. Trying to catch everybody coming down pit road. Christian Strader did come down. Brian Elmore, Garrett Streets. Nathan Nixon coming off of pit road right now. And Gary Bourbonier. I believe Andrew. Yep, Andrew is coming down pit road. Taking a later pit stop. Well, there is Rusty Modesty coming down pit road as well. Matthias Swank, Stephen Luttrell, Brent Elmore, Alex Green coming off of pit road. Looks, oh, Alex off in the grass. Ooh, I don't know if he had connection issues or what happened, but Alex just disappeared. Well, that's going to put Hunter Carlson as your leader, but Hunter should be coming down pit road. And here he comes. A 16-second gap on Andrew. But we'll see. Nathan Nixon making some moves, moving back up to 7th. Brent Elmore coming off pit road. Isaac Ortiz coming off pit road. So is Stephen Luttrell. Oh no. I hope everything's all right, Alex. Andrew Parados did jump back out to the lead. But he's got company behind him. That is the number 60 of Adam Pettit. Now Christian Strader's in 3rd. Rusty Modesty currently in 4th. Nathan Nixon back up to 5th. Matthias Swank in 6th. Brian Elmore in 7th. Garrett Streets at 8th. Hunter Carlson in 9th. Stephen Luttrell currently in 10th. Brent Elmore at 11th. And Isaac Ortiz a lap down in 12th. Isaac's going to go 2 laps down as Andrew makes his way around him. Absolutely, Braden. Big shout out. Now, what's your degree in, Braden, if you don't mind me asking? Lap 38 of 133 complete, coming up to the start of lap 39. Lap 39 is complete. Working on lap 40. Andrew Parados has led 18 laps. And Christian Slater has led 19. Christian is back here in 3rd. Just had a quick message on Discord. Lap 40 down, Andrew Parados. Opening up a lead there. Of course, I still don't see Andrew in Discord. Normally we do on-track interviews during green flag races, but didn't get a chance to get with these guys before the race to find out if they were okay with it. I'd rather not bother them if we don't have to. Well, unfortunately, with Alex having to leave for back to work, we're down to 12 drivers right now, folks. As Andrew Parados does have a commanding lead now over Adam Pettit with the 2.6 second lead. Christian Strader, I keep wanting to say Slater, Christian Strader is trying to close that gap between him and Adam. And he is doing it on the straightaways, down below a second, but just over a second ahead. Yeah, Strader's trying to get it closed up. He's losing a little bit of speed and time on the corners, or a little bit of time on the corners, but he is making it up on corner exit. Now got it down to 0.8 of a second behind Adam. Like I said, I'll try to go through as I can. Now Nathan Nixon, I know we got Sarah out there in chat rooting on Nathan. Nathan currently in 5th, started 4th, but there is a 5-second gap between him and Rusty Modesty, who is in 4th place right now. And Andrew has pretty much taken off with almost a 4-second gap between him and Adam. And there is our first caution of the night, folks. Let's see what happened. That was the 42 of Isaac Ortiz. We'll get on a chase view here. Kind of see what happened here. Looked like he got loose and went up into the wall. Oh, he self-spun. Yep. And then pancaked the wall. Unfortunately, that got him spun around and brought out the first caution. A lot of damage to that right rear. All right, guys. Well, that's where we're at right now. Our first caution of the night. Been a pretty good race so far with these guys, but that is definitely going to change up the landscape of things. Andrew Paranaz is your leader right now. Let's see. We'll see if these guys come down pit road as they are, and then once they start to take off, we'll pull up Christian, get to visit with him. Of course, Christian was your pole sitter. We'll kind of get his idea of what is going on out on the track as soon as he comes off a pit road. Now, their pit stops will take a little bit longer than normal with these cars because of the fuel. Christian Strader is off, and let's bring him up to the booth real quick. Christian, Steve of MaxspeedTV up in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. You guys are rolling pretty good. How's things feeling out there to you?
They're a little slick, but overall the track feels pretty good. The car feels pretty good, and we'll kind of see how things get once everything gets grouped up.
Well, I know you guys got separated there. Tire wears. I know they were talking about it during practice being pretty bad. Do you mind sharing what your tires were that last stint?
Yeah. For me, that short run I was down in the 90s, low 90s. But after the long run, it was down somewhere in the 50s.
Ooh.
But it's just really hot out. Track's pretty slick, so just kind of finding grip where you can.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations, by the way, on the pole. I didn't see you guys down there before we went racing, but congratulations on getting the pole, and good luck the rest of the night, bud.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. We get him back down there into his team as the pace lights on the pace car are out. They will be one to go. Lap 47 of 133. Garrett, we'll get you up here, buddy. Hang on. Do you mind doing I know you're probably listening, but you mind doing a live on track green flag interview. All right, once you guys get started and kind of get settled in, we'll bring you up. We'll talk to Garrett. We see him out there in chat. He is actually out on track right now in that 8th spot as the pace car does dive off down to the safety of pit road. We're going to go green flag back out, waving once again. Here we go, folks. We'll keep an eye on Garrett when he kind of gets, everybody gets kind of settled in there. We'll bring him up here and have a visit with him. Brett Elmore apparently has got a black flag. I don't know if it was an unsafe pit exit or speeding on pits, but not sure what's going on there. Well, let's go ahead and do this. We'll bring Garrett up here. Get him up to the booth. Garrett, Steve, up to the booth. Man, thanks for doing the green flag. Well, we call it in-race reporter. How's things going for you out there, bud?
It's hot and slick. Just trying to stay alive here, not cause any carnage.
Well, I mean, you guys are rolling pretty good. Now, I know you had a pretty good stint out on the track. What was your tire wear like, bud?
I think it was significantly worse than my teammates anyways, especially for my relatively slow speed, but we worked on it in that second stint there, and I think we were doing a little better. I think we figured a little bit out during that first round.
Okay, awesome job. Well, awesome job, man. Appreciate you coming out doing this on-track live report. Might get back with you here in just a little bit if you're up to it, but good luck out there, bud. We'll try to talk to you here in just a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the broadcast.
Hey, no problem, man. Glad to do it. We'll get him back down there again. We got a lot of guys out. Well, I say a lot of guys. We got 12 cars back out on the track. And Christian Strader did take that commanding lead and just took the lead at the green, but he's back out front. Andrew Perrinaz out here in second. Rusty Modesty in third. Adam Pettit in fourth. Nathan Nixon in fifth. Hunter Carlson in sixth. Stephen Luttrell in eighth. Matthias Swink in eighth. Garrett Street box back to ninth. Brian Elmore in 10th. Brent Elmore in 11th. And then Isaac Ortiz in 12th. Now, Brent is a lap down. Isaac is 7 laps down, but he is still out here battling it. Looks like, of course, we lost Alex Green due to work, and then Gregory Bourbonier is done for the night. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Eric's absolutely right. We're looking back up here at Christian. Christian does have a 0.4 second lead on Andrew. Of course, I don't see Jerry out here. Now, Jerry was in second place in the points, 20 behind Andrew, but he did not show up tonight. So Andrew Perrinaz is probably going to end up being your season winner. Looking back through the field now, Nathan Dixon back here in fifth, started fourth. Trying to close that gap between him and Adam Pettit. But he is not gaining any ground on Adam right now as Hunter Carlson is looking at Nathan. Matthias Swank back here in seventh. Brian Elmore in eighth. And Stephen Luttrell still in ninth. Garrett's back to 10th. Looking back up to the front, Christian still with a 4/10 of a second lead on Andrew. I have to admit, these guys are being really patient, really calm out here. Oh yeah, I've been to Florida in the summertime at that, and man, the humidity down there is really like nothing I've ever felt. And trust me, I've been all over the United States, especially in Central Florida where the swamps are. Well, I guess it'd be Central South Florida. Still on Christian. He is still out front, in front of Andrew. Andrew's trying to close that gap on him. Rusty, he's just back here hanging out. Adam Pettit back here in fourth. Like I said, I don't like to bother these guys on green flags unless they want to visit with me under green flag conditions. Now, Alex, is that where you're at too, down in Florida? Or where are you at? Well, folks, we're going to do our deal. Now, if you're, like I said, if you're new to MaxspeedTV, we do something for the fans that we like to call Crank It Up. It gives you a tracked eye view of these cars coming around and the sights and sounds of racing at 100 and, I think they're 140, 160 mile an hour, something like that. On these straightaways, 175, I think is what we got up to. There was a 189. But we're going to do a little bit of Crank It Up. Rest my voice, get some coffee in me. But hang tight. We're going to do a little Crank It Up. We will be right back, folks. All right, folks, we are back. I hope our new viewers out there liked that view. Again, we call that crank it up. We'll get that off of the screen. Get back on our driver bar. Christian Schrader followed back to second. Andrew Paranaz back here taking over the first place spot once again. Andrew's having a really good race. All these guys are having a great race. Got a little battle back here between Adam Pettit and Rusty Modesty for third. Nathan Nixon moving up to fifth. The sound is coffee with cream. You add sugar. Got to have sugar in there as well. Well, Garrett, if you're still listening, and if any of them guys want to have a green flag in race interview, just let me know. Honestly, I don't know how you guys can drive cars and type at the same time. I could barely chew gum and walk at the same time. Your boy Scoob. Yeah, sugar's not good for me. I need a... Well, I've actually laid off on how much sugar that I use. I used to drink coffee with a bunch of sugar, but when they told me that I was pre-diabetic, I had to start watching my sugar intake. So, well, that kind of killed me on my bread. And I don't know why I have Daytona up there. I should have. Let's see. There we go. You guys are seeing a little bit of MaxspeedTV live edit here. Yeah, I definitely need to cut back more on my sugar intake. I really need to probably cut back on my caffeine intake too, with my blood pressure being as high as it was. After a couple of nights in the hospital, or a couple of days in the hospital, that kind of scared me a little bit. But Andrew is opening up that lead on Christian. Now, they've been out here 24 laps, so there's going to be another pit stop here shortly, within about 10 laps or so. Oh, so your boy Scoob, that is Mr. Jerry out there. Jerry, thanks for joining in, man. I'm sorry you missed a race. Was really wanting to talk to some of you guys. Again, you know, MaxspeedTV, LP, we have a history, but don't really get to call much Thursday night. So, again, a big shout out to Stephen Luttrell for sponsoring tonight's race. Really appreciate that. And a big shout out to Alex out there for thinking of MaxspeedTV about broadcasting their championship race tonight. But unfortunately, with Jerry not making the race tonight, Andrew is going to lock up that season 4 championship. But Alex, if you're still listening, and if there's anything you want me to say to Andrew, of course, I don't see Andrew even in Discord. So we may not even get to interview him unless he comes in after the race. Yeah, they're pretty good guys. Now I've got to talk to Steven quite a bit here lately, and then Alex. You know, I've actually raced with Alex a few times, and I think Alex was actually there on Wednesday night when I got my first iRacing win with OP Wednesday Night League. Not sure if you was there or not, Alex. Now, Steven is a he's fairly new to OP racing. Of course, he got his. Oh no, Isaac Ortiz with the meatball flag coming down pit road. Jerry. Oh. Yeah, that's man, that's unbelievable, the amount of wins that he's gotten on the season. Well, Isaac down on pit road, probably going to definitely use his fast repair. Yes, he does. As Isaac is coming back out on the track. He is 9 laps down. Now, Garrett, unfortunately, is a lap down. Brent Elmore is a lap down. But Garrett is your first car a lap down. So, if a caution does come back out, Garrett will get the lucky dog. But yeah, again, big shout out to Alex Green for reaching out to me and asking me to broadcast for you guys here on Thursday night. Always a pleasure to run and call these races as a caution comes back out. Let's take a look here and see. That was Mr. Isaac Ortiz again. We're going to see what happened. Cold tires probably didn't help. He is coming off a pit road right there. Alex did get called into work. Yeah, Isaac just getting loose with them cold tires, trying to push it a little too hard, and does a self-spin. Gets it off of the track as the leader does come around. Well, unfortunately, that's going to bring out our second caution. Well, let's see if we can talk to... Well, let's talk to Mr. Nathan Nixon as he is coming down pit road. See if he's coming off of pit road. Well, he is going into his box. When he comes out of pit road, we'll bring him up. Isaac's there, so Andrew don't lap the field. Well, let's see if Mr. Nathan Nixon wants to visit with us. Nathan, Steve, MaxspeedTV up in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it's good to be here with you guys tonight on y'all's championship race, brother. Kind of a rough go at it, but I mean, it's these track temperatures are a little high. But how's things overall feeling to you?
Well, I never thought I'd be driving a race car on ice, because that's what it feels like. But especially once we get later in the run, like 20, 25 laps on the tires, man, it's tough. So my tires have consistently been better than both my teammates, and I can't show it with keeping up with him. So I don't know quite what I'm doing wrong yet.
Well, I know they were talking about, of course, Homestead is you know, it's hard on any tires, on any car, really. But, you know, you guys are running a higher horsepower car here tonight, or for this league, so it's definitely probably not helping.
No, yeah, you definitely got to baby that gas pedal because these things go, yeah, they got all the horses under the hood.
Well, man, it's awesome talking to you. You know, I'm glad I'm getting to call y'all's race tonight. And, brother, just good luck out there.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you broadcasting it. Can't wait to watch it later.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. We'll catch you later.
Thank you.
We'll get him back down there in the room he was in. We heard from Nathan Nixon. Now, Christian Strader, though, has taken over that top spot. Andrew Pernoz in second. Third, Rusty Modesty, Adam Pettit in fourth. Hunter Carlson, your top five. Green flag is back out, folks. Here we go. Back racing once again. Christian Strader getting a good jump on Andrew. But we got a battle right here. Well, we did have a battle for third between Rusty Modesty and Adam Pettit. Adam kind of followed back there. Original name, the Pyro Main. Just here so the commentators can highlight the 300-degree track. Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at our track temperature. We are up to 127-degree track temperature, 80-degree air temp. That 2-mile-an-hour wind's really not going to have that much of an effect on these cars. Now, if it was any higher than that, I would say yes. Now we've got a battle going on up here. Go ahead and stop that. Andrew Pernos does drop down to that low line, gets around Christian. Christian up on the high side. Now Rusty Modesty and Adam Pettit battling it out right there for that third place spot. Adam up on the high side, Rusty down low. And they are right on the tail end of each other. Adam just cannot get a run. Ooh, he gets close to Rusty there coming out of the corner. We'll see what happens. They are nose to tail. Ooh, little checkup there by Adam, having to check up to keep from running over Rusty. Look at here, Christian making a move on the outside of that 84 of Andrew. Getting a little bit of draft help there from Rusty. Pushing Christian up through that turn. Now Rusty back down to the low line, back behind Andrew. Then he's going back up to the high side, getting behind Christian. Now we're side by side. That is Adam Pettit in the 60 machine, Rusty Modesty in the 5. Good battling going on now. These guys are pushing a little bit harder than what they have been. Coming lap 84 of 133. Adam does get the edge on Rusty for that third place spot. Hunter Carlson making a run, trying to catch up with these guys, going to get into the mix as well. And then Nathan Nixon moving up to 6th. Matthias back here in 7th. Brad Elmore 8th. Garrett Streets 9th. Stephen Luttrell rounding at your top 10. Brent Elmore lap down in 11th, and Isaac Ortiz 11 laps down in 12th. Back up to the front, Christian Strader did get around Andrew for the lead. Now we're going to have a battle back here, maybe a little bit of a race for that third place position, as Adam Pettit does have it with Rusty Modesty right behind him. Of course, Adam right on the tail of that 84 of Andrew Pernos. Rusty looking to the inside of Adam right now. Is he going to have enough? No, has to check up. Maybe it felt his car might have been sliding a little bit. Looking a little bit wider view here. Of course, they're all single file right now, all the way back through the field. Big gap there between. Looks like that is the 92 of Nathan Nixon and the 33 of Matthias Swank. Nathan does have about a second, almost a second and a half gap on Matthias. Looking back up to the front, Christian getting that good run off of the corner, hitting that apex, dropping it down to that low line. Nope, Jerry's still at 75% tonight. They are averaging, they said 35 to 36 laps, but we've been running about 30, 35 before they do their pit stop. Of course, we've had 2 cautions for 4 laps, 46 laps to go. So there will be at least 1 more pit stop to finish out the race. Question is when do you pit? Do you do a short run and pit, or do you run it as long as you can and then take the pit stop? Of course, that is just any racing. I mean, if you wait too long, you're going to lose track position, lose position where you're at. Looking right here. Nope, 75%, sir. That's what they told me at the beginning of the race. Apparently I got a hole in my mouth because I just spilled coffee all over me. I don't think you're supposed to do that when you're drinking coffee. Well, Andrew has closed that gap there to Christian. Andrew still in second. Adam Pettit in third right now. Rusty Modesty there trying to catch up to Adam. Hunter Carlson is falling back just a little bit. About a half a second gap between, or well, I should say it was almost a full second gap between him and Rusty. Nathan Nixon right there in sixth. Matthias Swank still in seventh. Brian Elmore still in eighth. Stephen Luttrell moved up to ninth. Garrett Streets in 10th, Brent Elmore in 11th, and Isaac Ortiz having issues still. As we get on him, he is having a hard time controlling that car out of the corner. Well, Jerry, I just turned 50 April the 4th. So a week ago, or it would be last Friday, I turned 50 years old. We're on Isaac. I'm going to see. He was able to save it. Almost like he is too hard on the throttle. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that. A little bit better corner there from Isaac. He's getting down kind of on that apron, and that will upset that car as he is coming down pit road. Andrew now has taken a lead away from Christian. Almost a half a second gap between him and Christian. Christian may have run them tires into the ground already. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm still learning. One of the leagues I run, we run more technical tracks. And man, some of them guys are just, they're not from this planet. Let's just put it that way. Well, Alex is coming, or Isaac, I should say, is coming back off of pit road. 13 laps down, but you, like you said, you got to give him credit that he has not given up. He's still out there running, still out there racing, as he stays low to let these guys get by him. You see him hard on the brakes because he don't want to get loose and mess up anybody's race, and that is very, very respectable for a new driver. Oh yeah, I agree. And no, this is most of these guys that I race with. It's with a league that we broadcast here on MaxspeedTV called Downforce Racing Series. We run trucks on Tuesday nights, and we run the next gen on Thursday nights. But we've got a couple of guys that are just ridiculously fast. And I don't know how they do it. I have tried messing with my steering settings. I've run practice laps, and I still cannot get nowhere near the times that these guys are getting. Because we run. It's a fixed league. They do a modified. They usually go in and modify the iRacing setup a little bit to make it a little bit better, I think, than what some of the iRacing setups are. Now, I have read some of them that were worse than the iRacing setup. You know, I ran dirt track in real life, and I still don't know how to set a car up. Christian has fallen back 1.8 seconds behind Andrew. Of course, they've been out here 22 laps. So we are winding it down with 34 laps to go. We're coming around turn number 4 here. Or, I'm sorry, turn number 2. Well, and that's the thing. I agree. You know, the people, but the gentleman that sets them up usually makes it a little bit looser, because we do have a lot of guys that like to run the loose setups. Not so much to where you are fighting the car, but a lot of times they set it up to where it actually rotates a little bit better in the corner. As we look at Andrew jumping up to almost a 2.5 second gap on Christian. Oh, I agree. You know, the next gen cars are good on super speedways, but on the more technical tracks, and I have actually run them on road courses too, and they are horrible for me on road courses. Ooh, Adam getting really loose coming out of that corner. He's going to lose some time there as Rusty does close that gap on him. Great save by Adam. We kind of caught that here live. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Jerry, on they do get a little snappy. But we like I said, we run tracks like Pocono, Vegas, Kansas, Michigan. We do. I think we did Dover this year. Bristol. Don't think we did Martinsville this last season. He's scoring on the cob the long way. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I know a couple of guys like that. Ooh, Christian slowing way down. He may, again, 26 laps. The tire fall off has been a little extreme, according to these guys. He is losing a lot of time on Andrew right now. Andrew jumping out to a 3-second lead. But again, Andrew does have the championship locked up. Looking back here, Adam did open up a gap there between him and Rusty. Hunter Carlson closing the gap on Rusty, trying to get up to that 4th place spot. Matthias back here just kind of hanging out. Nathan moving back up from, I think he was back in 9th, moving up to 7th. Brian Elmore up to 8th. Of course, Stephen Luttrell, our race sponsor tonight, up to 9th. Brent Elmore is a lap down in 10th. Garrett Street's a lap down in 11th. And Isaac Ortiz coming back down pit road once again. Looked like he's got a lot of damage to the front of that car. Having a hard time. But that right there is going to probably be a lot more damage than what he can get repaired. He already has used his fast repair. Of course, we started with 15, down to 12 drivers now. Got another car that was coming down pit road. That looked like Nathan Nixon. Back up here. Oh, the 5, that is Rusty Modesty coming down pit road, getting a little bit sideways. I seen the comment about the battle for 3rd, and by the time we got on it, I do apologize. I was over here talking and not going through the field, but Hunter Carlson going to make a run on Adam for that 3rd place spot now. These guys have been out 30 laps. We are at, looks like 25 to go. Now here comes Rusty off of pit road, a lap down, but he will get that back when these guys come into pit. Look at Andrew back here. Now, Hunter did pass Adam for that P2 spot. Now here comes Hunter down pit road now. Christian Strader coming off of pit road, as well as Matthias, Stephen Luttrell. Of course, Nathan Nix had already did his pit, as did Brian Elmore. Garrett Street's been out here 8 laps. Brent Elmore getting a little bit loose there, as we're looking at Andrew. Andrew now been out here 32 laps, as has Adam. Hunter still down on pit road as he is rolling out now. Going to keep an eye to see when these guys decide to pit. As they come around turn number 2, or at least Andrew coming around turn 2. Adam Pettit down on pit road now. Got a pretty good gap, but as you can see, that gap time, the car behind, Rusty is making up some ground. Andrew coming across the start-finish line. Been out here 34 laps. Definitely going to have to be pitting soon. Rusty got a 3, closing the gap on him, but Andrews is on old tires. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I know this is something new for MaxspeedTV to be covering Thursday night. Here comes Andrew down pit road. Again, special shout out to Stephen Luttrell for sponsoring tonight's race, and also to Alex Green for reaching out to me about broadcasting their championship race. Of course, Andrew having that 20-point lead over Jerry, and Jerry not making it tonight. Andrew has locked up the championship for season 4 here on Thursday Night Throwback. Christian Strader is in 3rd, Nathan Nixon 4th, Hunter Carlson in 5th, Adam Pettit in 6th, Matthias Swank 7th, Brian Elmore 8th, Stephen Luttrell in 9th, Garrett Sheets in 10th, Brent Elmore in 11th, and Isaac Ortiz still down on pit road in 12th. Of course, we lost Alex due to him having to be called into work, and we also lost Gregory Bourbonier. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, in 14th. Well, Rusty does have the lead right now. Christian Strader 2nd, Andrew in 3rd. Looking at the times, Christian is closing the gap a little bit between him and Rusty. Rusty's got to be able to make sure he saves tires, and we are 20 to go. Really good race going, tonight with these guys. I mean, 2 cautions for 4 laps, 10 lead changes. Most of it's between Andrew and Christian. Looking back here, they are side-by-side racing, folks. Coming through the back stretch. Christian on the outside, Andrew on the inside. Andrew getting a good run, getting that run to the lower line as Christian does drop it down behind him. Now Andrew's got his sights set on the number 5 of Rusty Modesty. Kind of keeping an eye on this battle right here, but not turning out to be much of a battle as Christian is kind of falling back a little bit from Andrew. Let me get my driver bar back up here. Looking at that car behind time, as we can see, Andrew closing that gap. Went from 1.8 down to 1.1 seconds. 18 to go, folks. Andrew is making up some time on the front straightaway and in the corner. Now he's down below a second behind Rusty. We are 17 to go. And I still don't see Andrew in Discord. He may be one of those guys that waits to the end of the race to jump into Discord for an interview. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know but a handful of these guys that I have raced with and called races for on MaxspeedTV, but we will make it through this, guys. We're looking at Rusty right now. And here comes the 84 of Andrew. Andrew letting that car drift up a little bit, allows him to get on the throttle a little bit sooner. Ooh, big checkup from Rusty, having to slow it way down for that car to rotate in the corner. Here comes Andrew making a move on the outside, coming down the back straightaway. Does he have enough? See what happens coming into turns 3 and 4. Somehow Andrew gets that car to stick on the high side, going to get the run on the high side around that number 5 of Rusty. Back into the lead for that 84 of Andrew Pernoz. Christian Strader now has his eyes set on Rusty. Now Rusty's been out here 12 laps, so he's got 1 lap older tires than Christian. We get to 14 to go here, folks. Christian is trying to catch up with Rusty. Adams back here in 4th, Hunter 5th. Nathan Nixon in 6th, Matthias Swank in 7th, Brian Elmore in 8th, Steve Luttrell 9th, Garrett Streets in 10th, Brent Elmore in 11th, and then Isaac Ortiz back out on the track, 22 laps down, but he is still going out there and running. Again, that's how you gain experience in iRacing, folks. Don't give up. Keep on going. As he is getting loose mid-corner. I think he needs to feather that throttle just a little bit more. Let that car rotate. You kind of see him working that wheel inside the car. And that will just come with experience and seat time as he is up into the wall once again. Got to slow his inputs down is what I think. And again, feathering that throttle and letting that car set up in the corner. He will get better with time, that is for sure. And according to Jerry out there, real respectful kid. Tries to race as clean as he can, and I've called several Saturday nights with him, and you know, he's one of those type of drivers. If he makes a mistake, he'll be the first one to admit it. And there's a lot of these OP guys that are like that. That is for sure. As Andrew is pretty much checking out here, 2.2 second, 2.3 second lead on Rusty. And Christian is trying to make up the ground between him and Rusty, but not really able to do a whole lot. And looking at Adam back here in 4th, started 3rd, about almost a 3-second gap between him and Christian. Fortunately, Christian's followed back away from Rusty. And Andrew is just gone. Had almost a 3-second lead on the rest of the field. He is coming up on Isaac. As Isaac comes through the triover over the front straightaway there into turns 1 and 2. Andrew does come across the line. 8 to go, folks. Trying to keep an eye to see if there's going to be any battles to the finish. But looks the way it's looking, the way they're spread out. It looks like your podium finishers are going to be Andrew, Rusty, and Christian. But a lot can happen in 8 laps, folks. You just never know. Matthias looking at Nathan, trying to close the gap with Nathan. And Nathan currently in 6th. Hunter's up here in 5th, looking at the number 60. He's trying to close that gap between him and Adam. We get back up here towards the front. Rusty still in 2nd. I talked to Rusty a little bit before the race. He is not too far from me, about 4 hours away. So it was actually good to talk to some of these guys that I haven't never talked to before. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Oh gosh. No. Yeah, I don't need no Taco Bell this late at night. That was Garrett Streets that Andrew just passed. They have gas for under $1. That's awesome. Looking back here, Rusty and Christian is about 0.8 of a second behind Rusty, as we are 5 to go now, folks. Winding it down. Been a really, really good race. Now, I don't know what the normal car count is for a Thursday night, but from the way Alex was talking at the beginning of the race, before we were able to talk to him before he got called away, he says this, 15 cars is usually a pretty low car count for Thursday night. Well, coming to the line, folks, will be 3 to go. Andrew does have the lead, almost a 6-second gap between him and Rusty, and then almost a second gap between him and Christian. Hunter Carlson did get around Adam up into that 4th place spot. Oh, wow. Excuse me. Hunter is kind of slowing down a little bit in that corner. Well, I hate that that's such a small car count, especially for their championship night. But Andrew coming around 3 and 4 here, folks. Coming to the line, it will be the white flag. Looks like Andrew is going to lock up this race and the championship. Already had the championship locked up as the white flag comes out, 1 to go. Well, like I said, looks like Andrew will be your winner. Rusty currently in second. Got a second gap on Christian. Now Hunter Carlson's back here. He is about a second behind Hunter. Adam Pettit in 5th. Matthias Swank in 6th. Nathan Nixon 7th. Brian Elmore 8th. Steve Latrell 9th. Garrett Streets in 10th. Brent Elmore in 11th. And Alex Ortiz in 12th. There you have it, folks. Checker flag is out. Andrew Farnaz is your winner and your Season 4 OP Throwback Cup Series here on MaxspeedTV. Well, like I said, we'll try to get our top 3 up here. I know Rusty is in Discord and Christian is. I'm going to see. I doubt Alex or Andrew will be out there. Well, hang tight, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, we are back. Have caught up with, well, 2 of our top 3. We're going to get on a chase view here and talk to our 3rd place finisher, which will be the number 29 of Christian Strader. Now, Christian, we got to talk to you a little bit after a pit stop, but man, it was really good race tonight, really clean. Isaac had a little bit of issue, but I understand he's a fairly new driver and really learning a lot from you guys, and really respectful from what I understand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Isaac's been awesome. It was just tough. It was really slick out. The track was super hot, and Homestead's never been very nice to tires, so I understand that. I understand he had a little bit of difficulty, but overall, I feel like everybody was struggling with the car and just kind of making laps.
Yeah, I noticed right there towards the end, you were having a little bit of issues there. I don't know if you were just trying to find a good line that worked for you. You kind of got close to the wall a couple of times and maybe even slid down it a few times, which kind of slowed your momentum trying to catch up with Rusty.
Yeah, it was hard. Rusty was really good on the long run, and I was kind of trying to search around, find something, because was running the same time on the bottom, move up top, run the same time, and then once you start switching back and forth between those, it gets hard to kind of make sure that you're ready for the next corner.
Now, I don't have a lot of experience in these Gen 4 cars. I have ran them a few times. Now, I do know on the bigger tracks like Michigan or something like that, they do draft pretty good. How was the draft condition here tonight in these cars at Homestead?
I honestly didn't feel very much on the effects of the draft. I didn't feel like it really did too much going down the straightaways. Just kind of more who got back to the gas first, and then it would help out a little bit if you got a bad run, but I don't think it played too much of a factor tonight.
Okay, well, man, awesome job. And again, I appreciate you guys having me here to broadcast y'all's championship race. Well, at this time, buddy, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P3 tonight?
Shout out to Alex and everybody for putting on the league, and to Andrew for wrapping up the championship here, and we'll hopefully go get him next season.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. It was a pleasure to call y'all's race, and we're going to let you go and go celebrate, bud.
Appreciate it, Steven.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to get us to our 2nd place finisher tonight. We'll get him down here in the broadcast booth, Mr. Rusty Modesty. Texas boy coming in 2nd place. Started back at the back. I don't even think you qualified, but had a great run. Got you up to the P2 spot. Man, let's talk about it. How was the track conditions for you tonight? Tire wear? Just trying to push it as far as it would go before you take fuel?
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, it was slick. It was like driving on ice. I think the track temp was around 5,000 degrees, and it didn't hold back, I'll tell you that. It was slick, sliding everywhere. So that's why you probably saw a majority of everyone running on the bottom. It was just way too slick to run the top like a lot of people like to do here. We saw Christian jump out there a few times, but boy, there just wasn't a whole lot of speed out there. But yeah, ran every tank dry and just happened to do a decent pit strategy coming in before everyone else. I felt like I was a little faster than Christian on the long run. I don't know that I had anything for Andrew tonight, but I knew the only way I was going to jump Christian is trying to do some kind of pit strategy, and it just so worked out that by the time our tires equalized, I was still ahead of him. So pretty happy about that. Happy about that decision, and good to end this season off with a P2.
Well, it was an awesome race again. It was a pleasure to call y'all's championship race tonight. It was fun to watch. The caution count was low. I think we only had 2 cautions the whole night for 6 laps. Awesome run by you guys. And well, what we like to do is turn the mic over to you, buddy, any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2 tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, this has been a really fun league, and really happy to be part of it, and thankful to Alex and Hunter and everyone else involved that keep this thing rolling. So, and thanks for coming on to broadcast. Can't wait to watch it, and congrats to Andrew on great season championship here. So, hopefully we'll be back and do this another season.
All right, buddy. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations. And, man, like I said, it was just a pleasure to watch and call the race with you guys tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
All right, we'll get him down there. And, well, that is going to bring us to our winner tonight. Andrew, give me a second. Let me get on your car. Dominating season for you, from what I understand and from what I've seen on the points. 11 wins on the season total, counting tonight. Got you the season championship. Man, let's talk a little bit about your season, even though we didn't broadcast a whole lot or, any of it, but I know we had some of your fellow drivers out there in chat. I know Jerry was out there, said he missed the race by about 10 minutes. But let's talk about your season. Let's talk about the race. Now, how was it?
Yeah, season overall was great. I kind of came into this league late. I missed the first two races, and was just really here to have fun. Work kind of kept me out of a few more, but I'm just fortunate to be able to show up and run enough races to win the championship. I know a few drivers, they missed races in the chase, which that's not how you want to win it at all. I know Jerry missed tonight, and yeah, I mean, there was just a whole bunch of other drivers. Lee Robertson missed the last two, and we were having a good battle there. Obviously, Kirsten, sorry, missed the race as well in the chase. So all those drivers, were right there. We were all having a good points battle, and it sucks to win this way, but I can only control myself showing up every week. So yeah, tonight was a really fun race. Started in the back just to have some fun, and track was really, really loose. Felt like we had a really good long run car. Not so good on the short run. I think if we ended on a short run, we would have lost tonight. So that was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun this entire season.
Well, let's talk a little bit about tonight. I know the tire wear was brought up several times. Of course, Homestead being, I believe this is a concrete track, is pretty notorious, not just in these cars, but I think in any car or truck that you run here, about eating the tires up fairly quickly. But with these track temperatures being, 120 plus, that just multiplies how quickly the fall off is.
Yeah, and you definitely saw that tonight. I kind of am better on the long runs, but any car you run here, you have to save tires. If you ask me, it's a little much, and if you ask me, we really shouldn't have to run the bottom just to save tires. You should be able to save it anywhere you run, but yeah, that was kind of limiting our ability to run the top. You had to run the bottom to save tires. If we had a short run there, it would have been interesting. I think you would have seen people all over this racetrack making time. Yeah, but it just eats tires here no matter what vehicle you're in, and it's especially bad in this car with all the horsepower we got.
Well, like I said, being MaxspeedTV and OP have a long history, Andrew, and Alex had reached out to me about broadcasting y'all's championship race tonight. It's been a privilege to be up in the booth calling y'all's race. Again, Alex had to exit early due to being called into work. I'm sure he had some final thoughts and stuff he wanted to give to you. But man, congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations on the season championship. So what I'm going to do now, Andrew, is turn the mic over to you. Give me any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give.
Yeah, it starts with Alex. I kind of lost the league here, start of the winter, that I've been running in for a long time. So found a nice home here. I want to say thanks to all the drivers for racing every single week. I enjoy racing these guys, and letting me stay in here. I know there was talk about getting rid of me, so I appreciate them keeping me in. The broadcast, I appreciate you broadcasting tonight, and I know we had a few broadcasts earlier in the year, so when we get to put that on stream, it's fun. All the fans, if anybody's watching out there, thank you for the support. That really covers it. Again, just a big thanks to Alex for inviting me in, let me in. I've had a ton of fun. If I'm running last or first, I just love driving this car, especially around these guys. Had a good time. So.
Well, I know there's a lot of people out there in chat still that is congratulating. Jerry's one of them out there saying that he had a lot of fun this year. Congrats on the championship. Stephen Luttrell out there as well, wishing, good wins to you and everything like that. But awesome job, buddy. Congratulations. And, well, we're going to let you go, Andrew. Go celebrate. And, well, I hope I didn't butcher your name up too bad tonight. They try to tell me how to say it. But I'm from Oklahoma, so my vocabulary is not that great.
Thanks so much. Don't worry, no one has ever gotten it right. I've gone seasons with broadcasters not getting it right, so no worries.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate. And, before you go, let me bring this guy up here to visit with. Hey, Hunter, Ben's Alex had to exit early as an admin here at OP Thursday. Did you want to say anything to Andrew?
Congratulations on the championship, first thing, but thank you, man, for coming in and supporting this thing. We honestly, without you, the league wouldn't be where it is. Just because of how much stronger, faster you made everyone trying to chase you all season. Thank you.
I appreciate it, and like I said, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me stay here, and like I said, I enjoy racing every single week with you guys. It's something I really look forward to, and if I'm running first or last, I enjoy being on the track with all you guys. So thank you for that.
Thank you, buddy. I hope to see you back next season.
All right. Thanks, Hunter. I'm going to get you back down there, bud.
All right.
All right, Andrew. Well, congratulations again. We're going to, you can go ahead and disconnect or do whatever you need to do, buddy, but go celebrate and congratulations, bud.
Thanks again.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to bring us to our final results. Of course, I don't know that they have any admin stuff that they go look at, but we are going to look at our unofficial results. Of course, 84 machine there of Andrew Pernoz in first, and a tight, close second is Rusty Modesty. In third, the 29 of Christian Strader. In fourth, the 32 of Hunter Carlson. In fifth, the 60 of Adam Pettit. In sixth is the 33 of Matthias Swank. In seventh tonight is the 92 of Nathan Nixon. In eighth, the 39 of Brian Elmore. In ninth, the 82 of Stephen Luttrell. And 10th is the 13 of Garrett Streets. In 11th, the 31 of Brent Elmore. In 12th, the 42 of Isaac Ortiz. In 13th is the number 3 of Alex Green. In 14th, the 00 of Gregory Bourbonier. In 15th, and rounding out the field, is the 14th of Vicente Guerrero. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV Special Edition. That will be the Throwback Cup Series, OP Throwback Cup Series Championship here at Homestead. Again, big congratulations to Andrew for the win tonight and for the championship. Again, everybody that tuned in tonight, I do appreciate it. I know Jerry was out there. Stephen Luttrell coming in. I ain't even going to try to pronounce that. Fractodamus. If I pronounced that wrong, I do apologize. SRTV Network, tuning in. Appreciate the good broadcast vibes. Of course, our moderators, Brendan Kennedy out there, Everett Baker, Eric W. I appreciate all of my moderators tuning in tonight. Again, guys, if you are new to MaxspeedTV, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon. Let you know every time we go live. We will be back Sunday for the Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys. And I believe they are, let me see where they are at. They will be in the Gen 4s at Talladega. So be sure you tune in this Sunday for the Checker Flag Motorsport Speedway Monkeys. Garrett Street's out there as well. Brandon Kaus. Again, congratulations to Braden on graduating college next week. Sarah Nixon out there as well. So do appreciate everybody tuning in. Sean Kozier out there in chat. I'm trying to go through. Bubba Winningham stepped in. James Moulton as well tuning in chat tonight. But I do appreciate everybody. So that is going to do it for us tonight, folks, here on MaxspeedTV. Until Sunday night, folks, please enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good night and stay safe. We will see you Sunday right here, 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. Y'all have a great night.